Today, I want to talk about how to get over the cringe in the initial phase of creation, whether you're creating a piece of artwork or you're trying to become a content creator or just anything, right? I feel like starting a business in the beginning can feel very cringe. Doing anything in life, like trying to get a guy or a girl, can feel cringy. And so today I want to talk about what is cringe. Is there such a thing as cringe? How do I get over it? How do I get over the lump of inhibitions, rather, the sense of feeling rejected? Or is it worthwhile to do all of that? Is there anyone on earth that doesn't feel cringe over themselves? So, this topic was sparked by a conversation that I had with a friend. Very fittingly, I was looking at my channel, my obscure channel, this particular one, and I was thinking to myself, oh my God, it's been a while since I posted anything, but I feel like I have nothing of substance to say. And then a friend of mine on the day reached out and asked me a question relating to the topic of cringe. And I was like, ooh, this is my favorite question because, as you may or may not know, I basically make a living on the internet. I teach English online. Depending on where you're watching this video from, I teach English online through courses, through one-on-one sessions. When I say English, I mean ESL, and my students are primarily Chinese. And so I sort of made a name for myself on the internet in that sphere first, kind of through lots of trials and errors, a lot of luck, a lot of cringe, as people say. And so I'm kind of known in my friend circle as the one who's shameless, the one who's somehow gotten over her cringe. So instead of coming to this topic from a positive or toxic positivity point of view, like, oh, don't cringe at yourself, just be confident. If you cringe, you won't be a successful content creator. I don't like this movement of like, ooh, cringe is intrinsically bad. If you ever cringe at yourself, there must be something wrong with you, or your content is intrinsically naturally cringy. So I want to come from a more logical, more surgical point of view. I want to break down three aspects. The first, obviously, being cringe. What is it? How does it come about? Does it matter? Is there a way to circumvent it? Is it worth it to kind of get over yourself in that way? And then the second aspect is creation. And then the third aspect is monetization or your motivation. The reason I break this video down into these three aspects is that there's almost no point in overcoming yourself or overcoming your cringe if there isn't an ulterior, a higher motivation, a higher goal. The reason we even bring cringe into this discussion is that we look for things that are beyond cringe. We look at other influencers, we look at our content creators, and we envy their certain lifestyle. We envy how they feel about themselves, and we want that. And we intrinsically kind of understand that getting over yourself, getting over the cringe is the price to pay for this ultimate goal, right? But for some, whether because they have a full-time job or they are content the way they are, they don't necessarily need to get over themselves. They don't need to combat the cringe or the nature of their jobs. Maybe they work in the government or they work with a celebrity, kind of prevents them from being so vulnerable and so public about their private life. Because being a creator, whether you're content creating or you're art creating, it doesn't matter. You're very vulnerable. To be creative means you have to be vulnerable, and to be vulnerable, you're inviting potential rejection. Let's get that right. What is cringe but a sense of rejection? A lot of times it could be rejection from real people. Like, it is cringy in the sense that people are not liking it. Sometimes it could be rejection that you project onto yourself. Like, people love it and you still cannot tolerate it. And you might think this is a personal phenomenon, but it's quite universal. Even big shot celebrities, I'm talking about A-list movie stars. Leonardo DiCaprio famously cannot watch himself in the movie The Titanic. You can look it up. This is true. I'm not making this up. Okay? Lisa Kudrow, before Matthew Perry died, for years and years could not watch Friends because she was cringing so hard. And to that point, she recently did an interview talking about how she started watching Friends again because now it's not about her. Now it's about watching Matthew, essentially, and appreciating her friend, which kind of brings me back to my point, which is a lot of times feeling too sensitive or too easily cringed by yourself, prematurely cringed by yourself, is almost like a twisted form of narcissism. You think people are thinking of you, you think people are judging you, when in reality, people don't even care about you. They scroll and you're gone. It's like you never existed to them. And that might sound cool, but I personally find comforting because that gives me so much freedom and comfort to create anything I want. If something doesn't work, I can pivot in private. There is a private joy in anonymity that I don't think people appreciate enough. Because coming from someone that has had experiences like going viral or somewhat viral, the most followers I have is on Bilibili. I have almost 900,000 followers. And at my peak, I would have videos that garner 100,000 views, or sometimes even 1 million views. I have yet to peak that. But right after I've gone viral, I feel this immense pressure to overachieve, to outdo myself, or to become the best version of myself, or to like be creative. But it's not natural. It's almost performative. Whereas nowadays, I have a lot of Finstas on Instagram. I have a lot of like little TikTok accounts where I basically just share whatever the hell I want without any desire to go famous, without any desire to present a certain version of myself. A lot of times I don't wear any makeup. A lot of times I'm just shit posting, right? So I think when you remove the urge to please everyone, to be presentable and be perfect in your presentation, how you look and how you sound and what you speak about, then all that's left is this narcissism that's sparked by insecurity. I'm not saying this as someone that's like, oh, I'm completely confident, I am not insecure about anything. I think insecurity is a continuous process. Like no one can say, oh, I'm done being insecure. You're still going to be insecure in some aspects. It's just when you've done work on it, you accept it. You accept yourself the way you are. You work on what can be worked on, and then you ignore, you let go of things that you cannot control. So that's one. Ask yourself, have you accepted yourself? Have you done radical acceptance? And then two, now we're pivoting to the creation aspect of this video, is that we as humans have a natural inclination to express ourselves, to create stuff, to connect. Talking about social media, for instance. A lot of people will sit in their bed or lay in their bed and then record a video chit-chatting about some celebrity gossip, and people would love it because it's authentic, because the creator most likely is inspired in the moment, and we as an audience can feel it, right? We naturally want to connect with people who's authentic. I think when you're in the zone, when you're in the mood to create, it's hard to see that far. It's hard to be like so calculated. Ooh, what if this video doesn't go viral? What if this video doesn't fit the niche of my page? And I've sort of had to work on that aspect as well. And the way I kind of got around it is creating multiple accounts. So I have a page for you know, my outfits, my makeup, beauty stuff. I have a page where I just shit post any idea that I have. I just post it on there. Or I have a page for my cats. I literally have a page for my cats because my cats are amazing and I want to show people how amazing my cats are, so on and so forth. So I think the desire to connect and create comes first, and then you worry about everything else after. Especially for beginners, if you're not even comfortable speaking on camera, if you're not even entirely sure what your niche is, just shitpost. Now, that being said, you're not gonna get famous fast, at least not famous right away. Sometimes you'll get lucky, you get 1 or 2 videos that are viral. That doesn't necessarily translate into long-term sustainable fame or long-term sustainable income, right? The ultimate goal, the third aspect of the video, is monetization or motivation. So when you're creating in the beginning, without any agenda, without any ideas, without any skills, just let yourself enjoy the process. Let yourself build some skills in editing and talking and searching for ideas. And stop limiting yourself. Stop having so many inhibitions. Like me on my main channel, even though I have 900,000 followers on Bilibili, my views are not corresponding. My views aren't as strong as before. And so my natural instinctive reaction is also feeling rejected, feeling a little cringe over myself, right? And you have to be very analytical at this point. If you have put your all into a video and that video doesn't do well, okay, register it as data. What is something that I could have done differently? Is it because of the algorithm? Is it because of the hashtags I use? Is it because of the time that I post it? Is it because I haven't posted consistently? There are so many statistical, logistical things that play into how many views you get or how many likes you get before it ever gets to be about you. And I have evidence to back it up. The videos I've made recently, I had already made them or similar videos to them in the past. But because I was posting more consistently or I was doing something right? I was posting more consistently in the past. So those videos did well, even though objectively speaking, I probably sound a little better, a little clearer now. So from the quality standpoint, the videos now and in the past are the same. Except now, because I haven't been posting regularly, consistently for a while, my views are dipping. And also because any platform just kind of favors new creators and kind of shelves old creators, especially the ones that haven't been posting consistently. So I'm trying to post a video, gauge the response, try to see what I can do differently, maybe pay to promote my videos a little bit. I naturally cringe at myself, sure. That's a human response. But I try not to equate that as my audience is rejecting me. A lot of times my audience doesn't even get my videos on their feed anymore. So if they're not seeing it, how are they rejecting me, right? My cringe can be about myself. Oh, I put in so much effort. It's an ego-driven, it's a vanity-driven response. But the same video I posted to platform A, I post to platform B, and platform B is giving me this response. It's giving me the positive feedback. So a lot of times it's not about the content, it's not about you, but you can take it as an opportunity to learn about yourself, to learn, okay, what can I do differently? Do I invest? Do I go all the way in? Do I do something else? And then you pivot accordingly. Sometimes you need a new niche or a new account. That's not out of the equation. When you get to that point, you just put in the action accordingly. You pivot, right? No emotion, no ego. Let's talk about the monetization aspect, the motivation. So the reason I don't cringe at myself as much lately is that I realized when my videos were getting a lot of views 2-3 years ago, and I was at the peak of my popularity, that didn't necessarily translate into income. Now, this is platform based. So the platform that I was on, they're all Chinese. At one point, I had only Chinese platforms. So they don't really have a Google Ads program. I mean, they did, but they pay very little. So a lot of my excitement is just empty excitement. It's vanity based. I mean, sure, the more people that know me, the more they will want to study with me or like ask me about my courses, right? But it's not direct income. And back then, the platform didn't have like any course platform. So like I couldn't directly promote myself. And if I did promote myself, my views will dip a little bit. So from that point of view, even when I wasn't cringing at myself, I wasn't getting any positive rewards, like concrete, tangible rewards, be it in the form of income or sponsorships. And nowadays, by contrast, I've sort of figured out how to promote my courses legally. I mean, it's all legal, but like the way certain platforms are structured in China, nowadays you can sell courses directly. So even though my views have gone down, my popularity has like, hit a plateau, my course sales have been peaking. I'm not lying. Like, you look at my videos, they're getting like, I don't know, 100 likes, 200 likes, whereas before I would get 1,000, 2,000. But I'm making sales from those videos. People see my videos, they see that I'm like selling a course. Like 1 out of 10 people will hit buy. Or I would go live, which is intrinsically very cringy because half the time you don't know who's in the chat room. But like 1 out of 10 people or 1 out of 5 people will hit buy. So I just remind myself that cringing at yourself is not necessarily a direct correlation to, okay, bad results, bad sales, or no money. And by contrast, when you're peaking at your popularity, it doesn't necessarily equate getting paid, right? And a lot of creators will tell you similar things like, oh, you gotta start putting yourself out there first, because how else would brands discover you? If you want to be a makeup beauty guru type of influencer, that is the only way that brands and sponsorships can discover you. If you're not even seen anywhere, they don't even know you exist. Even if you have the perfect skills, you have the perfect makeup products, you have the perfect makeup look, nobody knows you exist. And so part of creating content at the very bare minimum level is to put yourself on the radar, to send a bad signal out and let other people know that you exist. When you talk about that motivation, cringe is optional. Cringe is universal. People experience it, and cringe is relative. There is no objective standard for if this video is cringe, if that video is cringe. Cringe is a spectrum. And sometimes people overtly, intentionally make themselves cringe in an ironic way, right? You think of people like Harry Daniels, although nowadays he's becoming a clout chaser. He intentionally hunts down celebrities and makes a fool of himself singing off key. Like, there is a value in cringe. People kind of enjoy laughing at people or laughing with people, right? That depends on how comfortable you are with yourself. I'm more whatever. The older I get, the more okay I am with being the butt of a joke, or being in on the joke at least. But then you have people all the way on the other end of the spectrum where they're really earnest, they're trying to teach you something, right? You have college lecturers or college professors on YouTube pouring their heart into a lecture, or like having millions of slides on their presentation. And then, is that cringe? Do you think it's cringe? When people are sincere, some immature people might think that's cringe, or some random people that stumbled upon this college lecture may not care about it at all, will just click exit right away. So what? That video was never made for them, right? You gotta realize who your target audience is and what your appeal is. What is it about your videos should a person watch? And you can't make everyone like you. That's another thing. I think subconsciously when people cringe at themselves too hard and too easily, subconsciously they're trying to kind of loop everyone in. They're trying to appeal to every single person. And that's just never going to happen. You're never going to make everyone like you. Even the most famous, the most popular celebrities. I don't watch the Avengers. I don't watch any super popular like franchises. I've never watched the movie Doom. I will never watch it. I don't care for it. I don't care for sci-fi. And they're doing successfully without me, right? I know my videos will never appeal to a certain group of people. I know some people will watch my videos and think, oh my gosh, she's embarrassing herself. Or, oh my god, this video is so boring. Okay. Thanks for your input. Maybe I'll do better. Maybe one day you'll click on my video and like me. Or maybe you won't. That's not up to my control. Nor am I doing it for you. Right? I have a higher goal. I have a higher monetary goal. I have a higher creativity goal. Right? I think when we talk about motivation, you can't just focus on the external monetary rewards like money, how much you get paid. I think that's important, but for longevity's sake, you also kind of have to do it for yourself. You have to do it for the sake of the art. Like today, I decided to make this video not because I want to get paid, not because I want this video to go viral, but because one, I am naturally a very talkative person. I love to yap, and two, I think this is a great topic that pertains to me as well, because I'm also experiencing like a dip. I'm in my flop era basically, but not in terms of money, you know? I'm flopping in terms of views, but not so much in terms of money. But it still hurts. It still gets to me. And it just reminds me that the cringe is a very universal experience that you'll get to experience. If you're lucky, you get to experience because you're doing something uncomfortable. You're stepping out of your comfort zone. And with it comes rejection, discomfort, uncertainty, and feeling embarrassed. And so, yeah, my answer for you is one, cringe is relative. There is no, okay, this is cringe, this is not cringe. You can watch the most earnest videos, and some people will say, oh, this is the most important media. And then at the very same time, this other group of people would click exit or think this is embarrassing. On the other hand, you'll have like people like Harry Daniels or people that know they're cringe and embrace it. And people love it. They will not say it's cringe. And even if it is cringe, know what you're doing all of this for. If you don't have a bigger why, that's okay. But know that the reason that you click on this video is because subconsciously you know your desire for greater things, your desire for creativity, for connection with people, for your self-expression outweigh your fear of cringing at yourself. Otherwise, you wouldn't have cared. You wouldn't have clicked on this video. So maybe you won't get to that point right away, right today. That's okay. Save this video, chew on it. And also, I also think how you feel about yourself is a reflection of how you feel about other people. If you're cringing at yourself all the time, it must mean you're judging and cringing at other people as well. As within, so without, right? So although it might be a little hard to not cringe at yourself, it's a lot easier to look at other people and silently and subconsciously give them love. That's how I feel nowadays. When I see someone, when I come across a TikTok page that only has like 20 followers or 20 likes, and I look at their page and they're making fun, quality videos, they're enjoying themselves, I will give them a follow. Unless they're like bots or posting super weird content or super inconsistent content, if I feel like, oh, this is a real person, I would follow them. Like lately I think I made a TikTok friend. She followed me because I had a video go viral, somewhat viral, and then I clicked on her page. She lives in LA. She works in a bank, and she's cute. She's funny. And so Nowadays, when I see her videos, instant like. And vice versa. She sees my videos, instant like. Nobody is cringing. I'm not cringing at myself. She's not cringing at herself. I'm not cringing at her stuff. Sure, I might like some of her videos better than other ones, but even the ones that I don't like as much, I'm not cringing at them. You know what I'm saying? So work on your belief, work on how you feel about others, how you accept others, and then you'll accept yourself much easier. You'll feel less inclined to judge yourself. Yeah. And lastly, I just want to say, we as humans, again, we naturally want to share, we naturally want to, make pieces of content, make art, particularly when you're on social media. Sharing it comes very natural. So when you're in the moment and you're feeling good about yourself and you have a question or you have a commentary you want to make, don't talk yourself out of it, right? Even if it doesn't fit your page, or even if your messaging isn't very clear, like, I'm not gonna look at this video and think, oh, I did a perfect job there. But that's not the point. The point is I at least get something out, or else it's gonna feel like, water being stopped by a dam, and it's just gonna build up. And then it's gonna be like explosive. You don't want to do that. You want to feel like water. Make yourself like water. Just go with the flow. And if you make something that you don't like, after a while you look back on it, you can always delete it or private it, right? Not every piece of content needs to be for other people. Not every piece of content needs to go viral. Not every piece of content needs to have a why. It needs to be entertaining and educating and fit snugly within your niche. You can just make content for the trash can. You can make content. Sometimes, okay, this is very real. Initially, the reason I even got famous in the beginning, back in 2018, famous in quotation marks, is that I was on my way to meet a potential client and she stood me up last minute, decided to cancel on me. So I had all these pitch ideas in my head that have no way of being expressed. So I needed an outlet. And back then, Chinese TikTok, when you go and register a new account, you're only allotted like 30 seconds maximum. So imagine me posting this video. I had to post like 10 different videos to get one message out. So I just naturally had a lot to say. I just kept yapping. And I wasn't even thinking, okay, I'm gonna go viral with this. I looked at it as my Google Drive, my free Google Drive. I was gonna make those videos for myself anyways. I might as well make them public. And if people see it, great. If people don't see it, I can use it as my Google Drive for free. Let's not forget that. So all of this to say, yes, cringe is a natural, inevitable part of life, particularly if you're trying to be an artist, a creator, when you're putting yourself out there. You can't avoid it, but it doesn't mean you feeling negative about yourself is the truth. That means that, oh, you're bad, or what you're creating is bad or has no value. Two things can be true. You could be creating fun, lighthearted, useful content, and content that other people enjoy, by the way, and still you feel this cringe, or still some people may not like it. You have to get over your insecurity and or narcissism to accept that sometimes people just don't fuck with you, and that's okay. Or sometimes it dips and then it comes back, and that's okay too. Okay, I hope this helped.